Welcome back to BBPN. I'm your host, Cadet Tank, and yeah, I'm actually here this week. Last week, unfortunately, I was not. I was trying to work on something extra, and then I went through re-education of living the panda. Don't ask. Don't ask at all. But anyway, we have a fun-filled episode this week. We have a lot of extras, including something from Finhell, and then just come with his usual announcements that are always very creative and interesting to watch. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into this before I dire some shit.
Flesh, bone, and bile. How delicious.
Good morning, ghouls and goblins. Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Nurgle Division. Alright, so we are officially underway and rocking out on match day 2. So, let's take a peeksies and see what's happened. Luke has picked up a fair bit of early development, as has J-Town and Eric's. So they're leading the way. Let's take a look and see what they got going on. Yep. Luke with the undead. Picked up Mighty Blow first on the white. That's nice. Accelerates him a fair bit. That being the only skill point, however, is a little strange. Looks like he's missing one of his ghouls as well. I could have swore he started with 4. Or 3. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. My memory ain't what it used to be. That being said, he does have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One extra player for his wonderful fouling zombies. So zombie ate an MVP early. That kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Ideally, you'd want the mummies to at least hit the first level up before this kind of stuff happens, but lets him get a kick or dirty player early. That's probably okay. 3 rerolls. Sorry, guys. Oh. So the cheerleader and the coaching assistant I don't really like. It was kind of okay, whatever, as a gimmick starting out, but match day 2, 3, and 4 rolls around. I don't really know if it gives you that much of an edge. Yeah, you pick up an extra reroll on the kickoff event, maybe, but you're already at 3. 3's pretty fair, and you can cut 20k. Which might be necessary on some of these matchups unless he wants to give up some free inducements or some inducements onto the other coaches. That being said, Undead's typically not super bloaty, assuming they're not running like a full 16 players, but let's see what Luke does with it. J-Town was the next one. He is currently sitting at 1-1 and 0, so no losses for the High Elves. That is a very nice first skill up on a catcher, so that is going to be a very critical piece, and he's going to have to protect him. Sitting on 2 rerolls, still, I assume he's going to pick it up on the next one. He's already got the APO to keep him alive. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of Cord's High Elf team. What was that, the Sparkle and Glitter or whatever they were? Shout out to the other High Elf team. That made me crazy. Alright. Directions. Tasrin, 1040 at 1-0-1. So he's got a Miss Next on a Beast, but he has 2 levels on the Prestige. Chaos Warrior ate an MVP, which is nice. He does have AG3, so he can force a pass with a Warrior. Round 1 is about getting the early development. Assuming he can just make the cutoff, this would be a really nice pass piece. This one looks like it's already made a pass. So this is pretty nice. I like the way these skill ups are landing. This one, well, Lally Tusk should level next game. And I mean, he could theoretically get another 3 levels, and having 5 levels on Chaos after game 3 is crazy. Like, they're supposed to be a slower team, but if you're picking up levels that fast, it really spirals out quick, and you can do a lot of fun things. I like what Tass is doing. Keep it up, man. Team looks solid. 30k in the bank. I assume you just got some low winnings on the last game, maybe. But yeah, looks good. Keep it up at Tass. So Eric's is also 1-0-1. With the Flesh Golems, the minus Flesh Golem build. So guard on the white first, I think, is 100% correct. Typically, you want to go Mighty Blow guard or guard stand firm. You want to have one of these guys be a support / kill piece, assuming you don't spike like a Mighty Blow on the Claw Wolves. But definitely guard is good. He also has kick, which can definitely offset a whole bunch of stuff, and with these movement 8 wolves, he can do some damage. So 4 fan factor, with 2 games played, that means he started with 2. It's kind of nice, I suppose. Should help with the kickoff events, and no cheerleaders, no coaching assistants. So team's looking good. I know Eric knows how to play undead. He's pretty well versed in them, so curious to see what happens. The fact that neither of these ghouls have levels up, though, is kind of a little strange for me. I mean, obviously, this one picked up the ball and threw it. I'm assuming to the werewolf, but these being AV7 with no regen, you want to get them blodge, like, immediately. At least just so they can stay on their feet and not... Well, I'm not going to say they're not going to die, because ghouls die. That's what they do. Yeah, team looks good, Eric's. Let's take a look at Splinter's Cool Rich Dudes. Coming in at 900 TV. Oh, we were up way too late partying last night, guys. Don't do that. It's bad for you. The cartel was having the belated championship party, and whew, the whiskey flew, the cocaine flew. Even called up Scum, got some ladies. He knows. He's connected. So if you need the hookup, remember, call the Scum and the hooligans. So we have a blitzer that is missed next and a minus movement. This looks rough. I'd expect a skill up on somebody. The 4 blitzers, 4 blockers, starting with our positionals is kind of necessary. The blitzers are kind of bloaty, though, until they start getting levels on them. They have a wonderful skill set, but you have 4 players at 110k. And you've got 2 rerolls, so these guys are basically doing everything for your team. You're going to look... I know Splinter plays a strong positional game, so this might be the correct build for him, I think, or a more correct build. It just kind of hurts that there's no levels floating around now, and we're going to be coming up on match day 3 here pretty soon. So if one of these doesn't level in the next match day, I think he's going to be pretty far behind. He's going to have to step it up considerably to stay in it. Apart from that, good luck, Splinter. I know you had the maimed Chaos and fought back to the playoffs, basically having a player die every match, and you did it, man. So if anybody can do it, it's definitely you. Good luck. Gray with the Nurgles. One of the other Nurgle coaches. So we see a Fluffy. No levels to be had yet. Prestigore picked up a TD. Ooh, I like that. MVP early on the Nurgle Warrior is great. He just needs a cast, and he's good to go. He did go the 2 reroll route, the same as I did. 2 fan factor. I believe he's only played... Okay, he's played 2 games, so tie and a win. Alright, so we're going into match day 3. So this is kind of coming back to what we were talking about with Splinter before, right? This really hurts not having a single level in the team coming into 3. Nurgle, Chaos typically slow teams. Khorne the same kind of way. But you got to have something going. Because basically the Prestige ball carrier, right? He needs block, he needs dodge, he needs something. You really need to step it up and kind of force the development early onto your ball carrier just because Nurgle's so slow and you need those skills. That being said, he does have the nice spread here. So, Rotters, AG3, they can throw a ball and level if they eat MVP. It's not going to be guaranteed, but it's not like you're trying to do a pass game with Kimry or something. I do like the spread. He has a lot of players where if MVP lands on them, he's instantly going to pick up a level, so that's great. Yeah. So, good job, Gray. I like how the team looks. I see you're sitting on 120. I assume you're going to pick up that third reroll and then kind of spike out, which is the game plan I also have. So I don't want to say it's wrong. Good looking team, man. Let's keep it going. Guinness, the Fall of Nats. He has only played one game so far, so we'll try not to be super upsetty spaghetti. He went with the no reroll all positional build. So no apothecary, but he's got the tree, the double ward answers, the 2 catchers, the thrower. This is the risk is the business build, and I love it. It's proven trees save lives. Guinness the Kindling. I don't know how I feel about you naming a player after yourself on your own team, but we'll let it go. We'll let it go. At least you're the tree, so that's important. Alright, good time, invisible. Look, McMaggie is not BBPN's overlord. First off, Panda is the champ, the overlord, the master of all. McMaggie, the thrower, unfortunately I have to wish death upon him. Just because you've named him so. That being said, the team looks good. It's a very risky build though, so he's extremely susceptible to 1s with no rerolls, no apothecary. Fouls can definitely do some damage to this team. I know Guinness does know what he's doing, at least to a fair bit more than your average coach, and I look forward to see what kind of numbers he puts up with it. So, good luck, Dennis. I'm rooting for the 0 reroll woods. And Goat Boy with hashtag not my panda. How rude. He's just salty because I beat him down. Right? Alright. So we got a miss next on a blocker. That's all good. He's got double centaurs. 2 rerolls. So this is a little interesting to me. I like... Well, I guess... I like this build over the Minotaur build, right? That being said, I think the Minotaur build gives you a player with Mighty Blow and Horns, etc. to kind of deal with stuff with. Double Bowls is never wrong. I don't think. But this early on, he has a nice spread with no levels, but he does have all this built-in block and tackle. So, yeah. As I've said 1,000 times, Chorfs are not my cup of tea. I typically win less with them. It looks like Goat Boy's got some good, decent spread going around. I'm curious to see where the team ends up. So, being said, let's take a look and just make sure he is missed next. Yeah. Okay, so there it is. Let's take a look at match day 2. See whatever the last game is, and then offer some predictions up for match day 3, and we'll see what's happening. Alright, so schedule. That is Splinter versus our boy Guinness. This is really going to be a coin flip. As of right now, I'm going to give the edge to the Bretonnians. They are missing a blitzer, but they do have rerolls. They have a little more stuff to work with. If the 1s come up, I think the Bretonnians are going to be better equipped to deal with it. I know they have... The Wood Elves have a lot of built-in rerolls. So if they don't catch the 1-strings, they probably edge out ahead of the Bretonnians, just with so many positionals. There's a lot of factors in this game specifically. AV, does AV7 hold? Does AV7 break? For both sides, really. There's no real removal skills. So I would call it a 2-1. A 2-1 or a 1-1 tie. Slightly favoring the Bretonnians. Yep. All right. I think that's correct. Now let's take a look at match day 3. This is going to be a rough matchup. I'll already tell you right now. Nurgle versus Wood Elves. Nurgle typically counters Wood Elves, assuming you do decent positioning with, Disturbing Presence, and Fluffy, the wonderful ugly dog, does work. Then I think this ends up in like a 1-1 tie. Coolridge Dudes versus Death Skull Extinguishers. I'm going to give it out to the Death Skulls here. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's the undead team. Oh. So, I'm going to give it up to the undead over the wonderful Bretonnians. I think undead will have the skills they need to take what they can do. The double Mighty Blow Mummies and the Mighty Blow Wipe, I think, really pick apart the peasants. And then once the peasants start dropping, then you have blitzers and your wonderful wrestle pieces that start falling right after. This can really spiral out of control really quick with 3 Mighty Blow this early. I'd say 2-1 to the Death Skulls. Not My Panda versus Rule the Seas. So this is another one that's interesting, right? We have Chorfs, Not My Panda. And then we have Eric's with the Necromantic. If the injuries come in, I think Eric's loses out on this game. That being said, with the Guard White and the Claw Wolves, I think Goat Boy's going to have some problems. If Claw kicks in and AV7, effective AV7 does its thing, things go very badly very quick for the Chorfs. I'm going to give 2-1 to Rule the Seas. And then role players and directions. We have our Chaos, and we have our wonderful High Elves. So, High Elves. No skills stock, but AG5. No real levels on the Chaos, right? But they have everything. Well, they don't really have the skills they would need to directly counter the Wood Elves, but I think with the Strength 4 Blitz on demand, and the overall strength advantage that Chaos is going to have coming into this, I think they come out 2-1, unless the Elves get shenanigan-y. So Tasrin's the pick here. Good luck, coaches. I look forward to seeing what happens, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong. That being said, remember, pandas never lose. They only become the champ. Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Now that we're done Raquel and Nurgle division, thank you, Panda. Let's move on to our next segment. I'm not sure what we're really going to call it. I guess we're going to call it the extras. We'll figure that out. Anyway, let's see what it's got.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Audio seems to be working. Now, if only we can manage to get the freaking lights to... Oh! Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and Blood Bowl aficionados. I am Finhel Naisha, and I welcome you to BBPN's newest segment, The Extras. On this segment of the show, we will be covering different aspects. Nothing too analytical, though we could probably delve into it if we chose to. Though, ours is a bit more of a makeshift hodgepodge of things. We will be going on different topics. I, for instance, will be handling the rumors and offering some commentary within the different parts of the divisions that I have seen up to this date. But I am also not alone on this part of the show. I also have two great co-hosts that handle two other different things that they found was rather intriguing. Over to my right, we have Red Hand, owner and proprietor of Red Hand's Hedge Bets and Gambling Houses. What is your segment called, Red Hand?
I hate you. I hate everything about you. I don't know how you got me roped into all this, but I'm going to get you back. Count on it.
I was just asking what your segment was called. What's wrong with that?
A lot of things. It's just, I'm not used to being in front of the TVs or anything like that.
Well, neither am I. Yet I'm trying it. I'm just asking what your segment's called. What's it supposed to do?
Fine. I'll tell you what's it about. Listen up, you gits. This here is called Red Hand's Odds. Point being is simple. I pick out a couple games from each of the divisions. Then I place up the odds as to which teams has the best chance of beating the other teams to bloody pulp. All you gotta do then, take your winnings, bring it over to my gambling facilities, make a bet selection as to which one you think is going to be the best one, and then collect the winnings. If you win. If you lose, you get nothing. If you win, you get half. The other half goes to me.
That doesn't sound fair at all. How does that even work?
Folks gotta make a living.
What? What do you mean?
I'm desperate, okay? I don't have much to do.
I regret opening up that door. Over to my left side, we also have our second host. And his segment of the show entitled Body Counts, featuring Grimwald. Yes, exactly. And what exactly does Body Counts do, Grimwald? I've been kind of curious about it. What is it exactly?
I keep count of all the dead players that happen to die throughout all the different parts of the season, and then I sell them back at a reasonable price.
What? What do you mean by sell them back?
Well, think about it. How else are people supposed to keep their favorite Blood Bowl players? You don't think that they're really just going to let them rot in the ground? That's just a waste of space, and so much money that could be useful.
Money? How can you make money off of a corpse?
How do you not make money off of a corpse? I can't make it off of any kind of like nobody. It only works if they're good and famous.
That sounds entirely creepy and totally unethical.
First off, I'm a necromancer.
Fair point.
Second, fuck that. I am all about that money gulags. And matter of fact, depending on how many die in a week, I'll even give a special discount on the price and everything. Oh man, can you just imagine what it would be like if just everybody died? Oh, I'd make a killing.
But what about teams killed by Nurgle?
Fuck Nurgle! And yeah, that's about it.
But wait, so if Nurgle's out, what about any of the undead teams?
You can't use old bones or dead flesh. That goes against the point.
I regret a lot of things here. I regret a lot. Okay, I'm fine. Well, unfortunately, we are without our other co-host, but that's more due to a couple of other different things. Till next week, friends, this is Finhel Nisha, and parting ways. If I can't make my own luck, I'll just take it from you. Back to you, Cadet.
He just got here, and he gets animation? What the fuck? I've been here since day one. Get me some animation. Hey, so anyway, that was awesome, Finhel. I really enjoyed that. I really did. I can't wait for next week's episode. So let's push on through. I have a conversation to do with our fellow demons in the office to try to fix some things around here. While I do that, you guys catch up what's going on in the Zinch division. with Scar.
All aboard to the great deceiver.
Hey everybody, this is Scar here, and I don't really have a lot of time this week. I don't want to go into details, but let's just say it involves a lot of ale, a goblin tossing competition gone awry, and the Emperor of Mankind. So anyway, there isn't really enough games yet to really have the leaderboards mean anything yet, so we're just going to go over the first 2 days of games. Let's take a look, shall we? Really quickly. Starting off at the top of day 1, we have the Jesters beating Whitewater 2-1. No deaths either, so I guess nothing to report. Up next, we have the Bumblebees beating Mayhem 2-0. That's quite impressive for an agility team to get away from a Chaos Dwarf's bash tactic. Next up, we have Cthulhu Fatagan beating the Mighty Titans. Not too surprising, but it's always more exciting when the underdogs actually win. And finally, to no one's surprise, the Wood Elves win to... Wait, what? Okay, moving on to day 2, we have Mayhem getting in a deadlock with the Jesters, 1-1. Still plenty of time left for Mayhem to get a few wins, but not a good start. After that, we have Whitewater beating the Titans 2-0. Also, not terribly surprising, but deaths all around, so at least it was entertaining. Next up, we have a more predictable scoreline with the Bumblebees beating the Rah-Rah-Rahs 2-0, and even managing to lose one of their players in the process. And finally, we have Cthulhu Fatagan tying with the Turd Lickers. Seriously, Wood Elves, you need to start acting more like elves and less like wood. Wow, I wasn't expecting Wood Elves to perform this poorly, but I guess they have plenty of games to recover. Oh, I gotta go. Enjoy this kill footage. Back to you, Cadet. You'll never take me alive! Die! Oh, I guess you will. Can't we talk about this?
Okay, short and sweet. Can't complain about that. Good job, Scar. Okay, let's take a quick break for these announcements from Discom.
And it's been a great season here in the Exchange League. We have had excitement all season. We have had hoity-toity. We have had everything. Wooden nickels, calico, and of course a bunch of real cake eaters playing their way to victory. As you'll hear, Season 2 is going to be coming up shortly here. But first off, we have coming up the Grand Finals. And we'll see just what kind of four-flusher teams have shown up. We've got two real good choice little calicos here. And of course the beatings have continued. Icy Mitts registered all over, up and down the field. And we're going to see who's going to be going for the real Mazuma. So get your over twist all ready here. And we're going to see ourselves. Are you a dew-dropper or are you going to be really, really dark? We'll see you all out there on the field in the next season.
I can't lie, I've really enjoyed the BBPN Exchange League, and it's going to start again real soon. If anybody really cares, the championship is Sunday at I think 11 a.m. in the morning, something stupid crazy. Yeah, just how it is, hard life. Anyway, that was the BBPN announcement. Now I think we have our regular Games of the Week announcement for the main league coming up, and then immediately following that, we are going to jump into the Slanesh division with 2 kills.
Well, good day there, everyone there. Games of the week have been continuing on, as you can see. We have been doing live casts in a almost timely fashion there on the Twitch channel. And of course, you can see the rest of the casts recorded up on the Twitch and on the YouTube. By all means, check them out. Give a like, give a support. And as the collection goes on here, maybe someday we'll even have a bit of merchandise. So everyone get out there and nuffle, bless your dice.
Alright, BBPN, this is 2 kills, 1 cup. Sounding rough as ever, because I am sick as hell. So let's take a look at some of the coverage we got of first week here in Slanesh Div. We are already on day 4, so this div is really picking up the pace and getting it done. We will take a look at the teams here real quick, and then we will look at the schedules to review the games, and then look at the leaderboard here and maybe make one round of predictions for next week, since we're going to have a bye from this Thursday to next Thursday. A little break for the holiday. Alright, so first off we have the Sons of Panda to Scum. He's got his dwarves. Alright, still got an 11-man roster. He's picked up a couple of skills. A runner with movement up to 7. That's a great piece for a dwarf team. The other runner picking up dodge, which is a good skill to start off with, and he's also about to pick up block to get a little blodger here. We do also have a Troll Slater that has, I think he picked up Mighty Blow the last time I did a review, and he's now Strength up. So this guy's going to be a target or a pivotal piece in him really kind of controlling the battlefield. Essentially, this guy can take out other big guys with a lot more ease now due to his Dauntless. So, I mean, it takes now just I think a 1 is the only failure on his Dauntless rolls that he can roll versus most big guys. So this team's starting to look up. No skills yet on the Longbeards, but he's got a lot of the other positionals that are picking up the SPP. Sitting at 3 fan factor, 1 8 bow, 3 team rerolls. Looks like this team's getting pretty well set up for the future. Next up, Placebo, Gorgeous Gals. Dark Elves. Alright, so we had an 11-man roster, but we do have somebody down and out for just an MMG. And it's not that bad considering they have no SPP. A couple of players picking up some skills, a Witch Elf getting a block to fill out the blodge for her. We've got one Blitzer getting tackle, so that way he can take out other ball carriers, so that's going to be a primary Blitzer now, unless the Witch Elf is going to do that, because our Frenzy is also a very important piece to blitzing. And we also managed to pick up block of the linemen. A little far behind for being on day 4, I think, for a Dark Elf team. But they do have 3 team rerolls. I think he had 2 last time. So he's picked up some cash for that, so that's good. Elves need the rerolls. There are some skills, or some SPP spread out through here, so I think you're going to see the team pick up skills here nearing the end of the round. Let's just hope that it is enough for them to stay in the cut and move forward here. Alright, next up, the Werecaster's Elf Buggery. Alright. Werecaster's separating them out, so now I got to actually count like a big boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players, jeez. So his Pro Elf team is really taking some pain. We've already short 2 players, and we got an MNG right there, and the MNG on a guy with no skills. Big whoop. But we have a lineman here with +1 strength. Nice and helpful. Another lineman who has gained leap. 2 of them. 3. Okay, so he's really focusing out this elite build, so I think you're actually going to see some strong scores in the end here. A little bit of a different build than what you, I think, than what you're used to seeing with elves, but I really like seeing this combo. Now everyone is potentially a scorer, so this is, despite the fragility of having armor 7, their team's looking pretty good enough, and having this +1 strength on this lineman also helps with positioning or some blitzing movements, whatever they need, where they need a little bit more strength. So I'd like to actually see more from Warcaster's build here, see what happens. They got 3 team rerolls. They might, with Leap, they're probably going to want to get another one. Basic Bitches by Steeler Daddy, the Amazons. Alright, so 4 blitzers, one of them's picked up tackle. That's good, so we can get some blitz pieces in there, take out blodgers. Lineman who's finally picked up blodge. 2 catchers, and a thrower. The throwers picked up sure hands. I think the catchers are a little, having 2 of them is a little redundant. I mean, you're pretty much placing the fact that this is going to be a passing team. As much as that suits his play style, it's all more power to him. I usually don't try that because I roll like crap, and so throwing AG3 gameplay is kind of not my style. But we'll see what happens with Steeler Dad with these. He's got 4 team rerolls. I don't think you really need any more than that. I think that's already overkill. But I think, like I said before, it's kind of good at first. Well, some of these line women don't have any skills, and then he could drop the team reroll and lower his TV. Alright, Scambammers of Brick Grotto. Got these Chaos here. Looks like that he still has the 2 Nurgle Warriors and the Rotters. I believe he was going to build where he was going to pick up star players to fill out the rest of that TV. He only has a fan factor of 2, so I'm wondering how well that's paid off. We'll take a look at that at the leaderboard when we review the games and the leaderboard here. But he probably wants to keep the Rotters without skills, maybe the Nurgles picking up some. So this actually is probably the game plan he is going for. As people increase, he just gets more and more SP, or more and more team value difference, so he can get a lot of inducements versus the competition. So let's Scamhammer is known for very different builds and oddity things that he tries out. So we'll see what happens with this team as we continue to move forward. Then we also got Storm's Oakleys, a Wood Elf team. Got some casualties right off the bat. A kicker who has a Niggler, and another lineman who just looks like he's got an armor value down. Okay. So he's no skills. This guy's probably gone. This kicker has still got some value left, but the Niggler is going to be a pain. Did pick up tackle on a Ward Dancer, so that will help the Ward Dancer do some more blitzing. And then a catcher who's got blodge, and he's going to be moving around the field here. Still light on the skills, only 1 fan factor, so it looks like he's had a couple of tough matches, but it's going to be good to see what Storm is going to do to finish this team out the rest of this division's games. Cadet Tank, Crisal Circle, Chaos. Looks like we got a Beastman with block who has taken just an M&G, so he's still around for the rest of the division game, so that's good. Got a Beastman who has gotten claws and an M&G, and that's may hurt his next matchup. Depends if he's facing a lot of armor. And does have a Mighty Blow Beastman. Still low on the skills for this next game, but he's probably going to pick up a good TV difference of about 100 to 200 depending on the opponent. So I imagine Cadet can use that to his advantage, being technically only down 1 Beastman, so he'll get a 60k loner. And Cadet's a pretty good coach. He could probably just take that and the team value difference and turn that into a win until these MGs come back. So still at the beginning stages for the Chaos team. Like to see more SPP on the Chaos Warriors, and I'm sure he's working towards that, because unless he's going for a different type of build where they're just posts and these beastmen are gonna carry the skills. So let's wait a couple games and see how Cadet does with them. Then we got JS's Pounding It University. He did tell me about the joke for the JS Pounding It, and I haven't looked yet, but that's because I'm told it's NSFW. So our Croxy is grayed out for some reason. I don't know why. I wonder if something's wrong with my UI here. Alright, I don't know what's going on, but the Croc score is showing up as grayed out. I'm assuming he's still in the game. We do have a source who has picked up block. The others are still kind of lacking the skills. Skink, who's got sidestep and missed next game. So it's not a loss to not have it, but definitely down 2 players on the roster, possibly 3. I don't know what's going on here. So we are low in TV compared to the others, and a low start on the Saurus for 3 games, and you'd like to see him a little bit more SPP kind of rounded out. I mean, he does have block on 1, but still, you'd like to see maybe at least another Saurus to have some SPP besides this guy with 2. So we'll see what happens with those. He does have 3 fan factors, so he's probably done okay for his game so far. 2 team rerolls still going to hurt him with the Skinks, but they're Lizardman. They're pretty resilient. They're fast. They're very versatile. So we'll see what Ace is going to do with these going forward. And let's review the schedule here. Go back to day 2 because I already reviewed day 1. Day 2 we got Ace tying. I believe it was Scambammer, Brigado, Basic Bitches taking a loss to Storn's Oakleys, Elf Buggery and Chrysler Circle getting a tie, and Gorgeous Gals, Sons of Panza with a tie. And besides the Storn and Steel Daddy game, it was all ties. Day 3, we got Basic Bitches taking a loss to Ace. We got Scambammer winning over the Elf Buggery. Storn's Oakleys taking a loss to the Gorgeous Gals. And Crystal Circle taking a loss to the Sons of Panda. Moving on to day 4, only 1 game in so far. JS Pounding It taking a loss to Elf Buggery, 0-2. Still any other games to get in. Check our leaderboard here. We got Placebo's Gorgeous Gals up there with 2 wins, 1 draw. Sons of Panda to Scum fitting out nice in second there, 2-1 or 2-1-0. Ace with a 1-2-1, just above the rest with Werecaster coming in at 1-1-2. Scambammer 1-1-1. Storns 1-0-2 with the Steeler Daddies Basic Bitches 1-0-2, and Cadets Chaos with a 0-2-1. But like I said, he might be going for a specific build, and that's why he's taking a couple of losses to get some skills elsewhere. So right now, Placebo and the Scum doing pretty well, but it's still early on. This can definitely fluctuate, so we're going to see more as we get closer, probably day 6, of where everybody's going to be locked in. Alright, that is all for me. 2 kills out.
Okay, 2 kills with another stellar episode. Nice job. Good coverage of the division. Alright, so last but not least, Ace in the Corn division.
They say there is honor in battle. They are fools. We fight for the Emperor, but the blood we spill serves another. More, Lord of Death, keep our souls lest they fall prey to him.
Welcome back everyone to BBPN at the Corn Division. We have had some games go in, and let's go ahead to see how the levels have gone, our scores, and our leaderboard. So first off, let's look at our scoreboard here. Day 1, we have the Orcs beating the Bretonians 2-1. The Lizards beating, I still haven't learned everything, Chaos 2-1. Horsing Around beating the Gobos 2-1 in Panda beating the Vampires 3-2 with the Nurgles. Day 2, we have the Orcs going 3-1 against the Vamps. The Nurgle taking out the Gobos 0-1. The Void Rift Raiders 1-0 against Horsing Around. And the Bretts and Lizards tie. We have one game played, and it is the Bretonnians taking out the Gobos 4-0. So if we look at our leaderboard, we have the Orcs and Nurgle tied at number 1, Bretts and Lizard at 4, 5 is Chaos, 6 is Camry, Vampires and Goblins bringing up at the rear. Tough times. I guess Hikaru's Vampires just don't want to do anything, and, well, Goblins are Goblins. So we have the Void Rift Raiders with Scar getting a few levels. She does have a Block Chaos Warrior and a Beastman with Sure Hands. I'm surprised he took that over Extra Arms. And then we have an Apoth and 3 rerolls. So, a few games in and looking pretty decent for him. A few more levels and he'll probably be rolling on through. The Gobos does have a level 2 Goblin with Sidestep. Does look like he had a Death. It looks like it was a... He does have the only one Troll. So he has only one Troll. One Apothecary, 3 rerolls. I don't know about that. That's, unless he had Death and he just moved all his players, but... Yeah, one Troll on that team. The Gluggachuckers does have a Dodge Vampire, a Movement Down Thrall, but that's okay, and an Up Strength Scroll, giving him 5 Strength 4 players. So this might help him hit a little bit more, and maybe position a little bit better, but he does have 2 Vampires in position to level up, so we'll see what they get down the road. Panda with the Nurgles, and still only 1 level block on the Pestigore. It looks like the SSP's been spread around, but he is just not being able to get levels anywhere else. And we'll see if not having block or anything on the Beast, or stand firm on the Beast, or guard or anything, plus block on Nurgle Warriors is going to come back and bite him. Lando. So this is the double throw raw, single blitz raw. It seems to be working for him somewhat. He does have block on the throw raw. One skeleton has leveled. And the Tomb Guardians have almost no SSP, which is going to hurt him in the long run if he cannot get these guys to start to level. Blitzraw's 2 SSP away from leveling, so we'll see how he does down the road. Don't Pokemon. Crocs with the guard and Skink with the AG up, so already a good start. A few sources with SSP, so MVP gets them the what's the word I'm looking for? Level. So 3 prime to level, 2 still looking for it. Skink with a touchdown to get a level, and a Skink for an MVP to level. So doing pretty decent for a team to start off with. Has enough to get his 3rd reroll if he wishes to go nab it. Now we look at our highest TV team. As you can see, 3 blockers with guard, 1 with Mighty Blow, Blodge Blitzer, and the rest of the level, but 1 Blitzer is only 1 SSP away. So he is already, though he has not made a lot of wins, he is already in an excellent position to start winning, as he now has all this guard ahead of everybody else. And the last team is the Orkland Nation. We have a Thrower, Mighty Blow Blitzer, Guard Blitzer, and nothing else. The Black Orcs, it looks like he has gotten a touchdown with the Black Orc of all things, and a Black Orc with SSP. So all he needs is some more an MVP to go to one of these guys, maybe get some more cast on him. But Splitters are doing the work. His Thrower's doing pretty damn good work too, as it seems. So we'll see if he can continue staying at the top of the leaderboards. But as of right now, that is it for the Corn Division. Not much to really talk about, as there's not really a lot of levels going on. The teams aren't really super developed. So I'll come back to you in about 2 casts, as next cast we'll just go over who win-loss. And then next we'll see if there has been any significant stat increases or whatnot on the teams. Until next time, this is your local heretic signing out. Spill blood for the blood god, and collect skulls for the skull throne.
Skulls for the skull throne. Okay, that's it. I had some bloodletters in here, and they wanted to shout out. Anyway, that is it for BPPN this week. We had a really good episode, fun-filled, packed, a lot of good stuff in here. Can't wait for next week. Expect it about the same time next week. I can't think of anything else to announce. Can't think of any championships coming up other than the exchange. Round 2's got a couple more days. Or round 1, I mean, for main league's got a couple more days. That's it for right now. This is Cadet Tank saying, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I never act like a goddamn drama queen and then drop the league.